this wood has all this knotty stuff, so I'm trying to select something decent without all these knots and cracks. All right, so I've lined up my two 4x8s right here, and there's a slight gap, so I'm going to use this vise here to try and close this gap just right here. All right, so it's not the end of the world, and it's going to work. All right, so some of these are not perfectly flat and level, so let's go ahead, level them up. Those are my 8 4x10s. And those are my 8 4x11s. All right, I'm finished with the sanding and the leveling, but I want to do another check. So I'm going to level it down here. I'm going to get this vise. On there. And now I'm just going to do a quick sanding over here just to make sure. All right, here's the leg design. This is a 10-inch and this is an 11-inch. So we take the halfway, we're going to take the halfway point because we want to drill right down the middle. And now that we have our line right here, which extends the halfway point, we line it up. That was the wrong tool. This is the right tool, which is just a small right angle. So now we just make our line. We want the location of our hole to be exactly 1 inch from each side. That's right here, right here. And now that we know the distance, we just mark it with an X right there. sure I have this tension here. It's nice and taut. I've got my blocks down here. Keep everything squared up. And right before I drill, I just make everything sure is squared up right here. I already have the pilot hills drilled up here. Everything's nice and lined up. All right, got the two diagonals. So the first decision I'm making is I'm not going to put this leg at the end here. I'm just putting it here. And it's just strictly by gut. What I'm going to try and do is make sure the space between each leg is identical. And it really doesn't matter. It's pretty much identical at this point. But let's measure it. And this is really where the intuitive thinking comes in. I'm not a planner, okay? I do plan things sometimes, but I prefer to just do things on the spot. That's my personality type, and 50% of us are just this way. So I understand that other people have to do it the other way, but not in my house. It's not the way we do things here. Now there's a little bit of clearance down here because this is these are 4x6s, which is really 4x5.5. So it's an 11-inch span here, and this is 10. Gives you just a little clearance down here. Now here's where the gap is. There's a gap right here. We're going to clamp it down. Problem is this side of wood is bad, so we have to flip this whole situation here. So first flip that this way. Good. These are the sides of wood that I want as the bench face. And now we got the gap in the middle, so it can be easily clamped. This is because there's a warp in the wood. It makes this hole. Now, we use this clamp. There we go. Get things nice and flush. So there's 30.5 inches in here. So let's just replicate that number. All right, so this is going to need to come. So I'm just eyeballing it first before I get it in. Obviously, we're going to make sure that the clearance here is the exact same as the clearance there. And yes, some paperwork would be necessary, but I just find the concept of paperwork to be not fun at this particular moment in time. Okay, this is not the easiest way, but it is the laziest way, and therefore it is the easiest way, in my opinion, to do that. And indeed, we're at 84.5. So we are at 84. This is indeed 84.5. So now all we do is take the full span minus that span. So do we do 96 minus 84.5, and we get 11.5. Means we have 11.5 rooms of space, so we divide that by 2. So that would mean that plus that is 11.5. So we divide it by 2 to get an equal number here, and that is 5.75, which translates out into the bench. This distance from the edge here's got to be 575. Again, this is called measuring tape fishing. Trying to catch the hook at the back so I don't have to walk over there. It'll probably get stuck by the time I get back here anyway. All right. Measure, in this case, 10 times, cut once. I want to get this right on the first try. Now I'm fighting every urge to drill right now and actually do some measuring, because this bench is going to be here for years. So it might as well be good. I hate measuring and planning. I hate it. I wish someone could do it for me. I like drilling. I don't like measuring. That's what it comes down to. I think everyone does. Pilot hole time. Pilot hole time. Stop. Pilot hole. Every time I see you, I make it. Now I'm going all the way to the other end. I don't want to go linear. You want to go from the outside in for a variety of reasons. But this much I know. You know, it could slowly tilt out and such. And I have all my lines measured and remeasured. But you always want to go from the outside in. The same goes for guitar strings, for drums, anything. You just like concentric circles inwards. It's the best way I could describe it. So, ends, middle. Very simple here. All right, final 2 screws. Super excited. Hey, it's a bench. Now time to sand.